Americans, what do Europeans do that you find really weird?
Specifically Germans, Berliners, in this case. When you move, you take the kitchen with you. That is just mind-boggling to me.
In the Netherlands, you take the flooring with you. I'd never heard of it when I lived there, but it seems to be a trend for at least rental flats now. Obviously can't do that with tile, but seems to be common for laminate. It just seems so inefficient. It's cut to size for a specific space.
In France, people often take the fixtures and fittings, so it's not uncommon to find a twisted wire hanging out of the ceiling instead of a light, curtains and rails gone. I've seen door handles as well. It can get specified in the compromise de vente, sale terms contract. What will be left if one party wants to?
I'm now understanding the people I bought my first house from. The woman in the couple was from France and was just taking everything. Literally taking the mirrors off the walls in the bathrooms, taking the towel racks off the walls, light fixtures. My agent went for a final walkthrough before closing and was like, just fuck right off, all of that conveys with the house. The lady was put out reinstalling things she removed. They were late for closing, fixing the mess they made. They still took stuff that should have conveyed.
I lined in Germany 3 years. I loved everything about it, except one thing. Personal space doesn't exist in lines. I'd be standing in line at a store and the next person behind me is breathing down my neck. Step back, man.
Must have been a long line if you were standing in it for 3 years.
Come to Sweden. You can use us Swedes as 2M measures, or 1M in crowded areas, because as long as you're not in rush hour Stockholm, people have a very strong sense of personal space.
I visited Sweden in January, Stockholm and then Östersund, and absolutely love the personal space. I'm a Canadian living in Germany and find it so uncomfortable in lines, so it was a nice change. Considering moving to Sweden actually.
I do find it a bit odd that everyone sort of agrees nothing happens in August. Like for a whole month, you better not need anything done, even doctors seem scarce. To be clear, August is the vacation month in many places in Europe. While August is a popular time to go away in the US, summer vacations seem more distributed through the school-less months. In Europe, however, it just seems understood no one will work in August, or at least a large part of it.
Well, people have to take their 30 days of vacation a year at some point, so might as well all do it when it's nice weather and agree that nothing is getting done.
This is surely the reason, and it is often the hottest month in parts of Europe and the time you want to be away from the cities.
Not weird, but I'm always pretty impressed by their grasp of languages. Here's Ivan straight out of the main streets of Moscow who speaks better English than I do, and he also speaks Portuguese and Mandarin.
In most European countries there is quite high emphasis on learning foreign language at school. I had English class every year, and German classes for like half of the school years.
The wild thing is that you can drive from Lisbon, Portugal to Athens, Greece, and past those several countries with a multitude of languages in about 42 hours. You can drive from Los Angeles, California to New York City in 42 hours, and a large majority of people will speak English as their primary, often only, language, and you never leave the US.
Leaving babies napping outside, alone, in cold weather. This is specifically aimed at the Scandinavians. I was in Denmark in November, and it was a super windy, cold week, ranged from -6 degrees to -9 degrees Celsius. And this honestly stunned me. I admire that people feel so safe that they can do it. I know -6 degrees Celsius isn't super cold for Scandinavia, but I have low cold tolerance, and it was also windy in Copenhagen.
I'm from the UK, and my grandmother was telling me that it used to be super common for people to leave their babies in prams outside. Doing the housework and baby needs fresh air? Put them outside in their pram. Going into a shop for a couple of things? Pram outside. My mother actually did this with me, doing housework whilst I'd be sleeping outside.
You only think she was your mother.
What other oddities of Europeans do you know? Tell us about it in the comments below this video. Check the box if you like this video, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss new cool stories. Thanks for watching, see you soon.